Just press the damn button, nerd.
What is up, Raider Nation? Your buddy Murf back once again for another fantastic episode of the RFR Rundown. This is where myself and my buddy, my co-host Swag Jeff, run down some of the most significant Raider stories this week. So appreciate you joining us. What's up, Swaggo?
Yo, what's happening, Captain?
Man, nice to have you back in the fan cave.
Well, yeah.
Appreciate you joining me back here again for another episode of the RFR Rundown, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, thank you for having me here again for episode 3. These aren't numbered, but I'm keeping track.
It's episode 3.
Yeah, I'm keeping track.
You can do that.
Yeah.
You can do that.
It's the Carson Palmer episode.
Oh no! Why'd you got to do that, man?
No, I hate that guy.
Not our favorite player.
No, he's my least favorite person ever.
You hate that guy.
I hate that guy so much.
Oh my gosh! I remember we went to Atlanta one time for a game.
Sure.
And Carson Palmer ended the game by throwing a pick six. I don't even remember who it was at the time.
Of course he did.
But it was like, we made this whole trip down there, had this big old fun time.
Yeah.
It was kind of a close game, and then all of a sudden it was like pick six and the Raiders lose.
Yep.
It was like, oh my gosh. Anyways,
yeah.
So glad to not have this be the Carson Palmer episode. It's the Babe Ruth episode.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So hey, I appreciate you joining us here on the Rundown. You can please subscribe to all the RFR shows on the Murf's Fan Cave Network. That you can find the Murf's Fan Cave. That's MURFS Fan Cave on any of your major podcasts. Actually, not even major and minor podcast services. You can find us all over the place. It's MURFS Fan Cave. Please subscribe to us there and get the audio version of this show plus all of the live video that we do. We're going to do in a little bit with Uncle Mosh. We're going to do RFR Live. And then we got Tales from the Nation that Swaggo and I do. We got the Fan Club Blitz. We got the Mojo Pod Show. We got Mondays with Mikey and Murph. We got all kinds of good stuff.
We got everything. RFR Conversations.
Yeah, man. So definitely dig in to all of our stuff there if you don't mind. Please and support us by subscribing. All right, Let's get into this episode right away. Jeff, we're going to do probably a 45-minute deep dive into Marcus Mariota and how he has graciously decided to give his time to the Raiders and bless Raider Nation, because there's really no finer human being that's ever walked the face of the earth than Marcus Mariota. Isn't that correct?
Yes, I got 3 words for you. Aloha, Raider Nation. Oh, nice.
Yeah, you did.
Nice. No, that was the first 2 episodes of RFR
that
Rundown.
was the first 2. Well, and if you listen to some people and some of the feedback that we've gotten, that you would think that's what we were doing.
Yeah.
But also, though, I think after the last episode, I think we brought a little bit of clarity to what our actual position was on that thing. And thank you to those of you that have reached back out after the second episode. And I think we kind of talked you off the cliff a little bit there, that it's all about the team being better for us.
We just want to win.
Just want to win, man. Doesn't matter who, right? We just want to see the team get better. And if that's Mariota, great. If that's Derek Carr, great. If that's Tua Tagovailoa, great. If
it's Justin Herbert, Jordan Love, whoever it is,
it doesn't
care. Matter.
It could be Case freaking Keenum. I don't care.
I just want to win.
Bring us dubs. So so let's jump into in all seriousness, let's jump into the free agency. A little bit of follow up on that, which is kind of what we did last week, and we followed up a little bit on a few players, but really the biggest impact that I think we're going to see on the field this season, early on, we're going to see just kind of the immediacy of it, is linebacker.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Kwiatkowski, Corey Littleton, big time players, big time coverage linebackers. We're going to see some serious improvement at that position. And so anyway, it's one thing for us to follow up and give you our opinion on it, but one of the most trusted analysts, at least in terms of voice goes, that we look at, is Brian Baldinger.
Yeah, we love that guy, Baldy, man. He's great, and he's funny. He's entertaining. The passion you can hear in him that he has for the game is just awesome. So anyways, he kind of breaks down the Raiders free agency, and he focuses real heavily here on the linebackers.
What a haul the Raiders had in free agency. Did anybody come up with more players, more depth at more positions in the Raiders, starting with middle linebacker Corey Littleton?
Okay, hold on. I'm going to pause it right there. I'll tell you this real quick.
Okay.
I love Brian Baldinger. He's playing Meatloaf in the background.
Well, yeah.
He's playing Bat Out of Hell. So I get the whole idea that these guys are playing like Bats Out of Hell, like they're just like going, okay. But like, number one, bats is kind of a funky subject nowadays, but two, like, it's meatloaf. Like, who rocks meatloaf still?
I don't know.
I mean,
Baldy does.
Baldy apparently does.
Yeah, he does.
How do you feel about meatloaf, Jeff? The artist, not the food.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because I already know you love meatloaf.
Yeah. How can you tell?
Oh, yeah.
How can you tell?
I'm just saying, man.
Yeah,
I've seen you at the Golden Corral, man.
Oh my gosh,
you will crush a meatloaf.
Well, yeah. No, I don't think I was ever really much of a meatloaf.
It's kind of way before your time, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
What about Rocky Horror Picture Show? That version of meatloaf. Did you ever see Rocky Horror? Or was that before your? I know that.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Like
Have you ever gone to the theater and seen?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. Anyways, this has gone off in a completely different direction at this point. All right, let's get back to Brian Baldinger.
36 straight starts. Remember this play? Opening drive of the Super Bowl. Playmaking middle linebacker. Has range. Comes up with a pick of Tom Brady. I hope he has that one on his mantle. This is what it looked like right here. Brady going on the outside to Chris Hogan. The ball's tipped. Look at the range Corey Littleton has. And then they played a lot of dime linebacker. Him and Mark Barron inside. Look at him. Like a basketball drill. Just mirroring Tom Brady right here. Where his eyes went, he went. Gets the fingertip on the ball on the way to Gronk. Yeah, he got a tip right there. Corey Littleton at linebacker. And then every team needs a Kwiatkowski. Look at this right here. Getting after Aaron Rodgers. Lindsley goes one way. Aaron Jones got to protect Aaron Rodgers. Watch what he does to Aaron Jones. Bam! Walks him right back into Aaron Jones's lap. It's a new way of doing things. New personnel. We got a Kwiatkowski. How about this scrape right here? Khalil Mack goes inside. Who's got the C gap? Kwiatkowski's got the C gap. For crying out loud. Go blow up, boom. Take him right onto the shield of the Vikings. New way of doing things.
Oh, I love it. New way of doing things.
I love it, man. That's so cool. He sounds like a Raider fan.
Yeah, he does,
cool.
right?
I love listening to him.
Yeah, he's great, man. And so what's really cool when you watch the video is that you get to see these plays being made. And, man, it's impressive, man. Now, granted, these are just a couple of cut-ups in terms of Kwiatkowski, because he didn't have a lot of playing time.
Yeah. So
we don't know what level of consistency that he's going to have in terms of his gameplay. But for the small examples that we have, the guy is fantastic, man. You can really see him being disruptive, which is what the Raiders need.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, good stuff. And then, of course, Littleton, seeing the way that he's able to cover. We mentioned it last week. Corey Littleton, this guy picked off Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how many people can say that they picked off Tom Brady? You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah. That's definitely on his mantle.
Yeah, good stuff there. So appreciate Brian Baldinger and breaking down the Raiders linebackers. All right, so let's move from free agency on to the draft.
Well, no, let's not do that yet.
Oh, why?
No, because there's been rumors. There's rumors.
Oh, are we going to hit the rumor mill?
Well, a little bit.
Well, give us the rumor mill, bro.
Yeah, okay. So I saw today on Twitter, and I do know that today is April Fool's Day. So yes. I don't know what kind of truth there is to this. I don't know how much we can trust on Twitter today.
Yes,
but
yes.
But I have seen that the Raiders are in serious talks with cornerback Logan Ryan.
Logan Ryan. Now,
yes.
Logan Ryan, former Patriot, former Titan, or current Titan, I guess. Well, maybe not, right? His contract's up.
He's a free agent and he's holding out with the Titans.
Okay. Oh, he's holding out.
Well, because he wants a lot of money.
Okay, now he's like an older guy now at this point, right? He's got to be late 20s, right?
He's late 20s, probably 28, 29.
Okay.
Starting cornerback for the Titans, but and he was on several of the Super Bowl teams with the Patriots. He's a good corner, but he's asking $10 million a year. And he said, I'm not going to take anything less than that.
Well, then he can take less than that sitting at the house, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of money for Logan Ryan. I got to imagine, maybe like an incentive-laden deal that is, a 3-year, I would say, because, cornerbacks, for the most part, are kind of like running backs. Like, they don't necessarily fall off a cliff. The great ones can play deeper, like guys like Charles Woodson, for crying out loud, or Rod Woodson, right? There are some that, Darryl Green played until he was like 40 or something, but like, there are other players that can play deeper into their career, but for the most part, the effectiveness of a corner starts to drop off considerably after like 28, 29. Richard Sherman was one that was like, you know, he made this big stink about like how he didn't fall off and about how he was still just as good and blah, blah, blah. And then look what happened to him. Like, he had a very good season, but when it came down to it in the Super Bowl, like, he got torched.
Oh,
man.
he got burned.
Yeah, he got burned big time. And so like, it's just a matter of fact, it's just for the most part, except for the exceptional greats, the Hall of Famers. And Richard Sherman might be that guy one day. I don't know. But even Charles Woodson had to transition to safety at one point. So is Logan Ryan worth a 4 or 5 year deal at 28 years old? And I don't even know, shame on me, I don't know how he is off the top of my head, but say he's 28, like, you don't want to give that guy a 4-year deal.
Well, no. Do you want to go give $10 million to Logan Ryan, or, you know, sign Eli Apple, what we just did?
Exactly.
You know, I mean, where's the difference there? I don't see a whole lot of difference there.
Absolutely. And you got to remember, when it comes to contracts, it's not for what you did, it's for what you're going to do. And while Logan Ryan may have been a very productive corner and at one time worth $10 million a year, is he going to be worth that in 2023?
Exactly.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
So why would you do, you know, so I don't know, it'd be interesting to see how that plays out. But listen, I'll say this though, much like with Chris Harris Jr., be a good fit for the team. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of like the X's and O's,
sure.
Like if the money gets right, like that'd be great. Having him and Eli Apple as your 1-2.
Absolutely.
That's a great start. And then, because I don't think we know exactly even what's going on with Worley, although he's kind of penciled in, but I still think that there's a little bit of a question mark.
Sure.
There going forward. All right. So, so speaking of that, now the Raiders did make a move in terms of setting themselves up to sign more free agents. I don't think we're at the very end yet, and they restructured the deal for Rodney Hudson.
Yes, I saw that.
Right, so they can basically, they're moving the beans around a little bit, like they converted some money into guaranteed money, and ultimately it led to like a $9 million free up in the cap. Right, so we got a lot more wiggle room now.
Yes.
What else is interesting about this too? This is just food for thought. Is that as of right now, like, there's a rookie reserve that goes in for each team, right? So like, if you have like the Raiders, like you have all these picks, say we got the 2 1s and the 3 3s and all, right? So you have a rookie reserve wage scale essentially that counts separately from your cap, but it still plays into the whole bigger number. Okay. Well, if they say the Raiders were to trade back and add in 3 or 4 more draft picks, well, then you need a bigger number now to be able to accommodate those new players coming in. I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
because we don't know what Mayock's kind of his draft MO is yet, because we've only seen him in one, but is he the kind of guy that would trade back? We don't know.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? Last year they traded around a lot coming out of, was the second round pick, was the Mullen pick.
Yes.
I think they traded down a few times, but they didn't, I can't remember what all they acquired. But anyways, there's a little bit of precedent, but not enough to tell us that like they'll trade out of one of those 1s to pick up a couple 2s or whatever. Like, we don't know that yet. But if they did, they'll have the cap space and they'll have the dollars to be able to accommodate that, and or the ability to just sign more free agents. So
right,
what do you think?
right, absolutely.
You think they're done, or you think we're just on to the ground?
No, I don't think so. I mean, like you said, I mean, if they're freeing up $9.28 million with Rodney Hudson's contract, they're obviously not done.
They're obviously not. There's something going on.
Yeah.
There's something going on. Okay, so speaking of the draft, so one of the players that has been thrown around is a little bit of I would call it a bold prediction. Excuse me. It's a nice to have, I think, for the Raiders.
Sure.
It's not a must need at this point, but it's one of those things where it's like, okay, if you come up at number 12 and number 12 is still on the board, do you make a move and draft Tua? Do you make a move at 19 if he's still around? And the rumors now are saying that because of the COVID-19 and because of the isolation that's occurred, we all know that Tua had the 2 tightrope surgeries on both of his ankles, and then of course the hip.
Yes.
That while his camp will proclaim from the rooftops that he's 100% healthy.
And they've been blowing up ESPN, NFL, everything, saying, oh, we're good. We're 100%, 100%. But a lot of owners may not know that.
They may not know that. And a lot of times teams want their own doctors to check players out, because what else is his camp going to tell you? They're not going to tell you that they're not.
Exactly.
You'd like to, I'm not saying that they would have any reason to be, well, they do have a reason to be deceitful, but I don't think that automatically makes them deceitful. But I think that puts them in a position to where they might massage something or kind of, set something aside, maybe not be full disclosure, or at least 100% transparent on things because they want to do the right thing for their guy. I get that.
Sure.
You know what I mean? They're looking out for family essentially, where a team doctor is going to be completely objective. Like it's usually a third party even sometimes that the teams will employ to come in, an impartial type thing. So anyways, because of the way that the isolation has been working, they can't bring Tua into because no one's allowed into the team facilities. So he can't come in. They can't check the guy out. So now there's rumors that he might slide down the board. So
sure,
say he slides down the board. All right. And Tua's available at 12 or 19. Jeff, there's also more evidence, and based on what the research that we've done this week, that it still may not, as much as we as fans think that would be fun, and as much symmetry as there is between Mariota and Tua, and those, Mariota being a mentor for him, and that would be a great quarterback room. Those three guys with those two and Derek, as much as all that makes sense, that's not really what Gruden's MO is typically. Right?
No, he's not a big quarterback guy. Now, lately in the last couple of years, he has publicly said quarterbacks that he loves. I think they've done remote interviews with Justin Herbert and Jordan Love this year. I think Jordan Love's was scheduled for today or tomorrow or something like that. But they did Herbert the other day. And last season, he said how much he loved Kyler Murray.
To the point that everybody was like, "Oh, the Raiders are going to make a move.
The Raiders are going to get him." Yeah, he just said, "I really like the guy. I love the way he plays. I love his game." But Gruden's not really a quarterback in the draft kind of guy.
So so who is he drafted? He drafted Tuiasosopo.
Yeah, so
remember that.
Yeah, so I've got the list. So there's an amazing article by Jerry McDonald. If you haven't read this, it's so good. It's so good. But so in 2001, Tuiasosopo. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Tuiasosopo, yeah.
Okay. He was drafted in the second round, 59th overall pick. 2003, he drafted Chris Sims.
Okay.
2006, Bruce Gradkowski.
Yeah.
And then 2008, Josh Johnson.
Okay.
But that's it.
So the only one with the Raiders, of course, he had Rich Gannon. So Tuiasosopo, if I remember right, he had to convince Al that that was a prudent move because Al was the GM back then.
Yes.
And so he had to convince Al that was a good move for the team to draft because he was a second rounder or something, wasn't he? He was kind of a higher.
He was 59th overall. So he was mid second round. Yeah. And he had to lobby hard with Al to even take him because he was sitting behind Rich Gannon.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Exactly. So I think even Gruden back then saw the writing on the wall that, Rich Gannon was capable of playing at a high level. He was an older guy. He was already 30-something by then. So, he wasn't going to be around forever. So
exactly.
Gruden was looking at a backup plan. Now,
Carr
is not necessarily, Carr is way younger than what Gannon was at the time, but would Gruden consider, quote, a backup plan? I think maybe, but it's not going to be Tua, though, because the rest of those guys you named, those were all third rounders and stuff. So it would surprise me if a guy like Love is still around in the third.
Yeah, I don't think he is though. I
don't think he is, right?
Most mock drafts at this point have 4 quarterbacks going within the top 10.
Wow.
It's crazy.
So who would be around a Jake Fromm, maybe Jalen Hurts,
Jacob Eason, Hurts. I bet Hurts is probably around in round 3.
Okay.
I would imagine. I think he did have a pretty good pro day with CeeDee Lamb, but
right.
But I don't know. I don't know if he'll be around then. But I think the last time that he showed serious interest with top level quarterbacks in the draft, at least that I remember, and Jerry McDonald as well, was back in 2005.
Oh, is this Aaron Rodgers?
This was the Aaron Rodgers and the Alex Smith, and he went to both of those people. He went to Alex Smith. He went to Aaron Rodgers. He met with Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers was like, "Are you really going to draft me?" And he was like, "Well, I'm here. If I wasn't going to draft you, I wouldn't be here." And so the draft came, and Alex Smith was taken first overall.
Right.
But then Aaron Rodgers was there at 5,
and he passed him.
And he passed on him and took Cadillac Williams,
who was, if I remember right on the article, that Jerry's point on that was that Cadillac was going to be the immediate upgrade.
Yes.
And Cadillac had a phenomenal year. And if it wasn't for injury cutting his career short, he basically had a Josh Jacobs type season. Like he had 1,200 yards.
Yeah. Like he was
Absolutely.
a very good player.
Absolutely.
And so remind me here, but Jerry goes on to basically say it's the same type scenario
Yes.
that there's bigger bang for their buck than quarterback.
Yes.
So don't expect them to do it early.
Yeah, don't expect him to do it because like you said, John Gruden wants to wants to see immediate rewards from his drafts. So I wouldn't imagine a quarterback going. I mean, a 7-9 team with Derek Carr, with Marcus Mariota. I don't imagine them trading up, doing anything crazy like giving all their draft picks and Derek Carr and the money in his pocket or whatever to go and get a guy like Burrow or something like that. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think we're done. Other than maybe that 3rd round pickup. I think that's probably where it's going to, and heck, it might even be lower than that just to round out the room. Cause frankly, a lot of times, when it comes to when teams field, now it's going to be soon the 55-man roster. I don't think that's this year. The playoffs expand this year, but next year, whenever it is, whenever the season expands, then the rosters will expand to 55.
Yes.
And you'll see teams holding 3 quarterbacks. But right now, when they're at 53, a lot of times they won't even dress out the 3rd quarterback.
No.
They'll dress out 2 and then have an emergency guy like your punter or whoever else.
Right, or a wide receiver that played quarterback in high school or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. Or heck, like Josh Jacobs is, you know what I mean? He was a great quarterback.
Yes.
Who else? Trying to think. There's somebody else on the roster to play quarterback too. But anyways, but point being though, like forever it was Leckler. Leckler forever was our emergency quarterback. But so that would make sense that with that quarterback room the way it is with Marcus and Derek, and then now the opportunity to really throttle up your offense by picking a superstar. Yeah, they're not gonna blow that pick on a
No,
QB.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think they're done. Okay.
So speaking of the draft.
Yeah. Yeah.
So speaking of the draft, so obviously everyone is heartbroken that we can't have the party that we want in Vegas this year. But that doesn't mean that the draft won't be coming back to Vegas, because Mark Davis has said to the NFL, look, you don't have a spot for the 2022 yet. Come back to Vegas.
Oh, Mark did this.
Yes. Yeah. Mark said,
good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. He said that, hold on one second.
And I think this article is from Vinny Bonsignor. That's the guy from the Vegas Nation or the Las Vegas Review Journal, I guess, anyways. And he's great. He's like, to me so far, and we didn't cover this on the rundown, the rundown of the rundown.
The pre-rundown.
The pre-rundown. But I want to throw this out there, Raider Nation, because you know us, we like to celebrate the good ones. We'll call out the guys that have cases of the ass for the Raiders.
Yeah.
Like Kawakamis of the world and Mike Silvers. But we want to celebrate the good ones. We celebrate Jerry a lot. And Vinny Bonsignor from the Las Vegas Review Journal so far has been like the Jerry McDonald of the Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
He's been great. Very fair. Very like, he's not about opinion. He's about facts. Like that article you just did on Jerry. Okay. Jerry gave you his opinion, but it was based on like an incredible backstory.
Based on facts.
On facts and a history of what Gruden has done. And so he's saying, by my best educated guess with all of the evidence prior, this is what I think they're going to do.
Yes.
That's one way to do it. The other
Yes.
way to go about it is the Stephen A. Smith route, where you just go and fired up on emotion and
make
no
wild
fact.
accusations.
Exactly. So anyways, Vinny Bonsignor so far seems to be that kind of guy, that he's a very factual guy. So anyways, I
Yes.
kind of derailed us there, but so
Yeah,
please.
no. Yeah. So in that interview right there, he said absolutely at some point the NFL is just going to have to take advantage that we're Las Vegas and we're just going to be Vegas and we're going to party and we're going to have fun and we're going to sell tickets and we're going to bring in all these people to have an amazing draft. Come back whenever you want.
That's awesome, man. And you know, they should. I mean, you got to do the Raiders in Vegas a solid,
Yeah,
man.
well, and they need to have some fun between the next two drafts, which is going to be about as boring as it can get.
Isn't it like Cleveland or something?
Cleveland 2021 and 2023 is Kansas City.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, come on, man. Like,
Come back to Nashville before you go places like that.
I know, man.
You know
like,
what I mean?
Like, seriously, like, you know, I mean, because Nashville's a party city, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and for those of you that don't know, Jeff and I live just outside of Nashville now. You know, like, Well, that's what we do. Like, that's what Nashville does, is that we have like, it's 6 deep every sidewalk downtown almost every day now, like, let alone, I mean, there's been times you and I will work down there together. Sometimes we'll be walking around 3:00 in the afternoon and there's people
people stumbling out of bars
out there crushing it already, you know what I mean? So, like, you know, that's what Nashville does. And so I'm not saying that Cleveland's, like, for those of you that live up there, like, Ron, what's up? But, like, I'm not saying like Cleveland's like a bad place, but it's not like known for its parties.
No,
you know what I mean? Kansas City isn't known for its parties,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know, man. I'm with you, dude. Like, I hope that it goes back to Vegas.
And I think they will. I think there will. There's rumors I saw that they might just shove everything back and put the draft in 2021 in Vegas, and then go 2022 Cleveland, 2023 KC.
Oh, that would be
kind of cool.
That would be cool too. That's like what the Olympics are doing, right? They're just pushing it back a year. They're not waiting and taking a new rotation or nothing. They're just pushing it back a year.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. And you know what else is interesting, though, now that I'm thinking about this? Like, so before that, so it's been in Chicago. It was Radio City Music Hall forever.
Yeah.
But once they decided to start making this a fan event, it was Chicago, Dallas twice, I think.
Yes.
Then Nashville, then Vegas, which is, it's West, but it's not West Coast. But now Cleveland and Kansas City. You know, you see a theme there? I see a lot of, like, middle of the country
where everyone can kind of come together.
Get together, because, you know, if you're an LA guy and the draft is in Boston, that's a haul, man.
Oh,
and vice versa. If you're trying to get to LA from Boston, then. But all that said, it's the NFL, and they're going to have, even though we're not huge fans of Kansas City, you know, it's going to get well attended.
Oh, sure.
You know, it's not going to get Vegas numbers, and I would even argue that, I mean, it's not even going to get Nashville numbers. Nashville, we had over 600,000 over 3 days. Vegas, they were projecting it more like 7 to 750.
Yeah.
They're in no way that Kansas City is going to
it'll
beat
top
that.
out at 5, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, man. There's no way they're going to, because we have, again, our downtown is packed anyways.
Yes.
Like, it was really kind of funny because there was so many people, like, especially we're notorious now for these bachelorette parties, and all the bachelorette parties, these girls are showing up, and, like, freaking, like, everything is, like, completely, like, slam packed.
Oh my gosh,
like,
there were bachelorette parties trying to sue the city of Nashville
because they couldn't have their
woo wagons and do all their craziness. Yeah.
So funny. Yeah, so ain't nobody going to Kansas City to ride the woo wagons and celebrate their bachelorette party.
Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly.
All right, brother.
So speaking of the draft.
Oh, hey, you guys.
Speaking of the draft.
I knew you had something
Swag
else.
Jeff has got just something to report. Have you
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There must have been a new, like, shirt or something that came out.
Well, yeah. Have you seen the draft hats?
Oh, no.
The 2020 draft hats. Now, the Raiders is not available yet, so I have not seen it.
Okay. You got the countdown working over there?
Oh, yeah.
You got the Google
News
alerts?
They send me notification. They go, Swag, we got new stuff. We got new stuff. But yeah, I haven't seen the Raiders ones, but I've seen other teams, and they are fire.
Are they?
Oh, they're so cool. It looks like neon lights, which is probably like a Vegas theme. Oh, it was kind of like Vegas. They had the neon lights and stuff like that. It looks so cool. It looks so cool.
So I'm going to get outline of
It's just the outline of the logo. So ours will probably be a black logo with just white, but it looks like kind of like neon lights or something like that. It's
and then so it'll be like, will there be an outline of the pirate? You think in there? Like
yes.
the word Raiders?
Probably the word Raiders.
So the word Raiders will be like raised up, looking like
yes.
neon tubing.
Yes.
Oh, dude, that's going to be badass.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be super cool. And then on the side, everyone else has their little thing. Like I saw the Titans one says Tighten Up and all that stuff. It'll say Raider
ours
Nation
will say Raider Nation on
right
it.
on the side. It's going to be super
right
badass. And if you want that hat like Swag Jeff is going to get, go to RaidersFanRadio.com/gear and click our link, and a portion of your purchase will go towards a donation to a charity. And we have not locked down a charity yet. We're down to a couple, and as soon as we get the word of what it's going to be, we're going to let you know, and it's going to be awesome.
That's awesome, man. Appreciate that, Swaggo. Yeah, RaidersFanRadio.com/gear. And last year we partnered with the Bolitnikoff Foundation.
Oh my gosh, and it was so much fun.
So much fun and such a great organization and so wonderful to deal with Angela and Fred, of course. And so we're very thankful to them. And I think we're going to kind of spread it around a little bit in terms of what we do every year.
We'll circle back to Bolitnikoff again at some point.
Yeah, but it will definitely be something Raider-centric. Like, there's no doubt. And it might even be Bolitnikoff again. I don't know. But point being, though, is that don't forget that anytime you buy anything through our website, doesn't cost you anything extra.
Yes.
If the link is going to take you to NFLshop.com, and they are going to share a portion of the proceeds back with us, and we put that money all together, including our own merchandise sales.
Yes.
And then at the end of the year, we give out that sum of money to someone. So
absolutely. And you don't have to be a Raiders fan to use the link.
No, just hit the link.
Yeah, there's Kansas City fans all the time that tune into Raiders Fan Radio.
Right.
Click our link and buy yourself a stupid Patrick Mahomes jersey if you want. Or during hockey season, I click our link and I go and I buy my Pred stuff.
Oh,
yeah,
nice, dude.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
so I'm
talking
making
about.
it rain in that little hopper that we've got.
Yeah, you are. Actually, probably between the three of us, we probably were a majority of the money we raised this year, but
Probably.
that's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay, man. Anyway, so we appreciate you for those of you that support us in that way. And all right, Swag, I think that's all we got for tonight's rundown.
That's all we got, dude. Thanks again for listening, and be sure to check us out next week and tune in live for Raiders or RFR Live tonight.
That's right. Coming up here in just a little bit. Appreciate you, Swag.
Peace.
Hey everybody, this is your old Uncle Mosh from RFR Live, and I got a little question for you. You ever want to talk about the best ice-cold cerveza you just finished? Or you want to banter with your crew about all the good and the bad in the nation? The Raider Nation, that is. Well, you can do all this and much more on the Mojo Pod Show. That's right, the Mojo Pod Show, where you get riveting conversation, straightforward reviews about your favorite suds, and an honest approach to everything Raiders football. That's Mojo Pod Show on Murf's Fan Cave Podcast Network.